So this says that 2 reindeer pull a sleigh. Connie pulls with a force of 300 newtons at an angle of 40 degrees above the axis, while Randolph pulls with a force of 600 degrees at an angle of 60 degrees above the positive axis. What is their resultant vector? So there's some things that we've got to think about. So you have to read this carefully because, so let me draw the sleigh. So here's a sleigh. This is like a Christmas thing. Don't be jealous. It's a gift. I didn't ask for these skills. Oh, wait a second. That's not a good sleigh. All right. There we go. All right. So we have 2 people pulling the sleigh. And they're both going, when they say above the positive axis, that means they're both pulling the same direction but at different angles. So we'll do Connie first. We'll make Connie red. And so here's Connie over here pulling this thing. She's very long legs. And Connie pulls with a force of 300 newtons. So she's pulling this way. And her angle is 40 degrees above the horizontal. Okay. And then we will make the other one green. Then we have Randolph, who does 600 newtons. Oh, wait, I forgot to label this. Let's label her force. So she's doing 300 newtons. 300 newtons. And then Randolph is doing 600 newtons, but his is at 60 degrees. Randolph's a little taller. And his is not 600 degrees, 600 newtons. But his angle is equal to 60 degrees. And so when we look at this, what we're really trying to figure out is their x components. All right, so so for Connie, she's kind of doing this thing, but what we really want is her x component. So this is 300 newtons, and the angle is 40 degrees. But what we really want is we really want to know what this is. Now, to calculate the x component of that vector, I would just say that the force in the x direction is equal to the actual force that she's pulling, the resultant vector, which is 300, times cosine of 40 degrees. Okay, so that's what Connie's pulling. So then we just go into Desmos here. And, oops, wrong Desmos. And so then I'm just going to say 300 times cosine. Let me move my little thing out of the way here. Oops, still in the way. Oh. Let me move this up here so it's out of the way. All right. Back up, back up, back up, back up. 300 times cosine of 40 degrees. So she's actually, her x component is 230 roughly, okay? So if I were to round that up, I'm going to round it up to 230 just for the funs of it, okay? So this x component for her then is going to be, f of x is approximately 230 newtons. Now there's still a y component, right? So, but we're ignoring the y component because probably the sleigh weighs more than her y component's pulling up. In other words, they're not going to lift the sleigh up. They might lessen the friction or something like that. And we could actually do the math to find that, but that's not what the question is asking us. All right, so now we come over to Randolph. Now, Randolph is doing a similar thing, except he's pulling 600 newtons, but he's doing it at 60 degrees. So his x component's a little bit shorter. So his value will be less than 600, but we would calculate his x component the same way. His f of x would be 600 times cosine of 60 degrees. And so we plug that into Desmos, and we say 600 times, let's see if I can get this in there. Nope, this is in my way again. Cosine, oh, that's frustrating. 600 times cosine of 60 degrees. And so that's significantly lower. It's only 300 newtons. It's like half. So then his component would be, wrong pen. His x component would just be 300 newtons. So, and I'd have to double check. So then what you do is you're supposed to just add them up. Now, the only thing that's interesting, and this might throw you off, if I add those up, I think if you add them up, isn't it just 530? Yeah. 530 newtons. And that is not the answer. So hold on one second. Let me just double check something. Yeah, so I just fixed it. So the answer should be 530, which is one of the choices, but for some reason in the answer key I had it marked as a different number. I think the reason why is I think they got these two numbers whenever they wrote the original question. Because if you take 320 and add it to 300, it equals 620, which is what they had as the right answer, but it's not the right answer. The right answer is 530, okay? But I fixed it.